everyone, welcome to our topic 6. So we are pretty much by the end of this topic on normal track. Okay, so we finally caught up after all of the delays that we had earlier in the term that led to us being kind of delayed in our process here of completing this course. So in topic 5, we were tasked with basically looking at DNA and trying to learn how we can take that DNA and activate certain genes in order for proteins to be made and so forth. So we're going to kind of continue that DNA, but we're going to look at how cells divide. Okay, so how do we take that DNA, replicate it, and then now that we have 2 sets of DNA, how we can then take the cell that has the DNA inside, divide into 2 daughter cells. So that's the focus of this week's material. But before we get into this week's material, just a reminder, your topic 5 assignments are due today. So Monday, they need to be completed by today. So that includes T5 S1 through T5 S5. Okay. And then don't forget you have your quiz. So topic 5 quiz is due by Wednesday. And you also have an extra credit assignment that you're welcome to do. And I don't think I put that deadline until February 18th. So you have until this Sunday to complete it. If you want 5 extra credit points, you can complete that task there. But the main thing that we're doing this week is the midterm exam. So I am imagining that you won't get to the actual topic 6 assignments until you've fully prepared for the exam. But just be aware that the exam it only covers topics 1 through 5. Okay, so if you do happen to start on topic 6 assignments this week, because again they're due this week, and the exam, you might take the exam next week, the content from topic 6 will not show up on the midterm exam. So for the midterm exam, I pushed it a little bit just to give you some time to prepare for it. So it will open on the 14th. So it'll open this Wednesday, and then it'll close the following Wednesday. Now, you can't just take the exam whenever you want. You have to sign up for Zoom sessions. So for those of you that already did the midterm exam proctor sessions, if you want to take the exam with me via Zoom, then you just show up to the time that you chose. And the way you show up is you just basically go into my Zoom meeting. Okay, so Zoom meeting, instructor office hours, you'll click on that. And then at the time that you chose. And once you get in there, you may see me right away, or you may not. It just depends if I'm working with other students or not. So just be patient. And I will, when I get to you, I will ask you to enter a breakout room. So that breakout room is your room. There won't be any other students in that room. And then I will ask you to turn your camera on. Okay, so hopefully you'll already have the sound on. Just try to turn the camera on as well. And then I'll ask you to share your screen. So when you're doing Zoom settings, you have to kind of look for where your camera turn on, your audio turn on, but also look for share screen. And so when you click on share screen, it'll show me your screen. Okay, so I'll have to make sure that it's the actual screen that you need to share, and not just your video or something like that of yourself. So once you get into that, then you'll choose which exam you want to take. So there are two types of midterm exams, so an essay-based one or a multiple choice with essays. Okay, so if you want to learn a little bit more about each, so you read about that. Okay, so both exams will have the same amount of time devoted to them, so it's 90 minutes from start to finish. It's just the written exam doesn't have multiple choice, so instead they have some additional short answer essay type questions that are not found on the multiple choice one. So the multiple choice has multiple choice questions and then 3 essay questions that you get to choose. Of the 3, there's 5 questions. You get to choose 3 of them to write about, and then you have 5 short answer questions. The written exam, you also have 3 essay questions. So these are longer response type questions. Make sure you're answering all of the different parts of the essay question completely. You get to answer 3 of the essay questions out of a list of 5, okay? In addition to those essay questions, you will have 13 short answer questions, okay? So you can kind of decide, which one is more conducive to your learning. So some people prefer explaining their answers, whereas others would rather just, show their understanding of the knowledge by choosing a correct answer out of a list. Okay, so it's up to you how you want to do that. So when you enter the Zoom and I've got you into the breakout room, you will, click on the type of exam that you want to take. Now, if you are trying to click into the exam before that, it's password protected, so I can't give you the password until you're actually taking the exam. So that means that if you don't take the exam with me, the only other person or the only other place that has the password is ProctorU. So if you haven't had a chance to sign up for ProctorU, if you can't make one of my Zoom sessions, then do that this week, or try to do it as quickly as possible. And then you'll take the exam through ProctorU, which costs money. So that's why hopefully you can make it to one of my Zoom sessions. Okay, so the Proctor sessions, again, are located right here. So you'll take your exam, and then during that period of time that you're taking the exam with me or with a ProctorU consultant, proctor, whatever they're called, you'll be sharing your screen the entire time, so that just prevents, it keeps it honorable, okay? So we want to make sure that students are not cheating during their exams, obviously. So it's a lot harder to cheat in an in-person class, but we want to make sure that as an online class, you're earning the same, experience, the content, the grade as an in-person student. And so we just want to have that academic integrity in place for our online students as well. So you'll only have your internet browser open with the exam. The internet browser that you'll be using, by the way, works best is Firefox, or I think it's Firefox or Internet Explorer. I can't remember which one. It says on there somewhere. If you're using like Safari or some of the other ones, they might have glitches. So just be aware that Moodle was designed, this whole program was designed to be used with Firefox as the internet browser. So it works best under that. So you don't want your exam to go haywire in the middle of your exam. So please use Firefox as your internet browser. Or I'm sorry, Chrome is the other one, not Internet Explorer. So Chrome or Firefox are the ones that you should be using. Okay, so just be aware of that. And then during the exam, you'll be working through your exam. It's a closed exam, so that means there's no notes available. There's no like, let me Google the answers type thing. So it's just like if you took this in person, okay? The in-person students, they don't have access to their notes. They don't have access to Google while they're taking the exam. So you cannot either, okay? So just be aware of that. And then, you'll be taking that exam. It's 90 minutes long. Most students finish with plenty of time, so you shouldn't worry too much about the time, but you'll, see the time going down. Okay? So that's the exam. You'll, take it sometime this week into next week. So I started on the 14th, and then it's available through the 21st. Okay. And then as far as topic 6, as I said before, topic 6 does not have any material on the midterm exam. So this is kind of the next set of material. So starting Monday, hopefully, you'll get a chance after you've completed the topic 5 assignments to start the topic 6 assignments. Just be aware that you do have a topic 5 quiz that's due this Wednesday. And then topic 6 assignments, since we're kind of back on our normal schedule, will be due Sunday midnight, okay? Also this week you will be, or not this week, but next week, you will be completing your second lab report, okay? So last week in topic 6, you completed the enzyme catalyst experiment. So the data from that, as well as the data that other students posted, will be used to create your second formal lab report. And so most of you won't be working on it this week because you have your midterm exam, but just be aware that you do have that additional deadline. And then the integration project, so you signed up for that in week 4. It's not due until the end of the term, or the week 10 of the term, but just make sure that you're keeping that in the back of your mind, that if you have extra time each week, you should be working on that. Okay. All right, so let's get into the material. So as always, we have Dr. Blackwell that will give us a summary of topic 5, as well as an introduction into the materials for topic 6. The reading assignment is topic 6 from the Adigia textbook, and of course you will be completing questions from that as you read your Adigia textbook. Okay, I haven't updated the rules yet, so none of these people are in our class, but just remember what student number you are assigned this week and complete that. All right, I don't have an online copy anymore of the workbook, so I will have to use my lovely camera to show you, kind of go through it with you. So first off, with topic 6, as I stated before, we're going to be taking that information we learned from topic 5 with DNA. And now that we learned how DNA is replicated, we're going to take that replicated DNA and divide it into 2 cells. So we're going to learn about mitosis, so how our cells divide in order to produce new cells. We will also learn about the cell cycle. So the cell cycle is basically it's a cycle of how our cells take a cell, replicate the DNA, prepare the cell to divide, and then actually undergoing cell division. And then finally we'll learn about cancer. So cancer is basically an interaction of the cell cycle. So we'll learn about what contributes to that. Okay, so as always, it's always a good idea to use your Adigia reading to fill out the preparation objectives before you get started, just so that you have that background information in you. All right, so the first thing that you're going to be doing is you're going to basically be, it's actually pretty simple. You're going to be conducting a little experiment. So on page 201 to 203, you're going to be filling out the information in table 1 with this data, okay? So here we have, table 1, and you're basically just going to copy that data into this table. That's it, okay? Pretty simple. The other thing that you're going to be doing is you're going to be answering your questions on how the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium works. So these posted answers that we're going to be doing is going to be used in order to calculate the Hardy-Weinberg class predicted PTC paper results. So this is in prep for our third lab report. So the third lab report, we're going to actually be taking comparing the PTC paper test, which is a test that tests if you can taste PTC. And it's a genetic trait. So some of us have a very strong aversion to PTC, whereas some of us don't have any. Okay, and so what you're going to be doing is we're just doing this initial test this week of just whether or not you can taste the paper. Okay, later on we're going to extract DNA. Actually, we're not extracting your DNA because we don't have the tools for that in our home environment, but we're going to learn about how DNA is extracted, how we can isolate a gene and amplify it in order to determine if the gene itself matches your results from the PTC test. So if you are, if you tasted something really, really strong on that paper, is that what your genetics say should happen? Or are you, just being, I don't know, a drama queen or something like that? I don't know, but, or a king. So that's the whole goal. But for now, we're just doing this part where we're just tasting the PTC paper and determining if we taste something, okay? We'll also learn about the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. So in Hardy-Weinberg, it's basically a formula where we have p squared plus 2pq plus q squared equals 1. Whereas p squared is the percentage of the population that have 2 copies of the dominant allele, whereas 2pq represents the percentage of the population that are heterozygous for that particular allele, and then q squared is the percentage of the population that are homozygous recessive for that particular allele. So you'll be calculating, based on this data, or actually I think it's the data they give you, what q squared is, what's 2pq, and so forth. And then you'll just state your particular results for your assigned question there, okay? So in addition to completing page 201 through 202, you will go ahead and actually do the PTC paper test with the PTC and the control paper that were given to you in your lab kit. So, start with the control paper, just set it on your tongue, and, it should taste like paper because it's nothing on it. And then remove it, and then do the same thing with the PTC paper. So you'll place it on your tongue, and you'll note if there's any differences. So for some of you, it will taste just like the control paper, okay? So that means that you're a non-taster. Some of you, you'll taste something that's a little different, but it's, doesn't give you a knee-jerk reaction. So you would be classified as a weak taster. Some of you, you'll put it on your tongue and you'll immediately want to remove it from your tongue. So that means that you're a strong taster, okay? So you'll just note based on that paper test which one you are, and then you'll let us know what your results were, okay? So you'll finish this and post your answers by Sunday, okay? The next assignment is our chromosome and mitosis assignment. So first off, you will go ahead and watch a video on this. So the secret, why is it off like that? The secret of life, discovering DNA. So you'll watch this video first and then complete pages 205 through 215. So in this, basically we're going to learn about how our DNA, how it is made up of how we take our DNA, how we wind that DNA strand around what are called histone proteins to condense it to form our chromosomes. Okay, so we'll learn about that process. So what that occurs. Also in this activity, you're going to be taking some string. So it says obtain 2 pieces of yarn of each of the 4 colors. So I can't remember if you get this in your lab kit or not. Let me go check real quick. Okay, I just checked and you don't have it in your lab kit. So you'll just get some yarn or string or anything that, pipe cleaners, anything that you can use that you have 4 different colors of. Okay, and you're going to be using this to kind of mimic the chromosomes and how they end up separating into different cells during mitosis. Okay. So once you've kind of completed the activities and answered all of the questions, then you're going to post your assigned questions no later than Sunday. Okay. Just double check it's hard for me since I don't have the thing in front of me. Oh, the last thing on page 212 and 213, you're going to look ahead to page 215. There are colored pictures of different stages of plant cell cycle and animal cells in the cell cycle. So you'll cut out the pictures and then put them in order. So which one is in prophase, which one is in middle phase, which one's in anaphase, which one's in telophase, which one is in interphase. So you'll have those in the correct order, and then you'll share a picture of that. So take a picture with your cell phone and then just convert that picture to a JPEG or PDF or whatever, submit it that way. Okay. And then the last assignment that you're going to be completing this week is about the cell cycle and how that relates to cancer cells. So we have a video that kind of goes through what happens when we have normal cell division, the different checkpoints that take place, and then what happens when those checkpoints fail, okay, to recognize an error, and then we end up with cancer. So you'll watch a video. We also have an animation that takes us through as well. Okay. Once you've kind of completed these videos as well as the little animation, then you're going to answer the questions from page 217 through 220. So it basically talks about what the normal checkpoints are, what are proto-oncogenes, what if one of them mutates, what's a oncogene, that kind of thing, tumor suppressor genes, and so forth. So all of that will kind of lead to what cancer is and how it's a failure of our cell cycle. Something happened in the cell cycle. Okay, so once you've answered all those questions, then you'll go ahead and post those answers. So you can see we only have 3 assignments this week because you will be working through the midterm exam. So that's why it's a little bit lighter week in the sense of, there's not as many assignments due. And that's because we want you to make sure you do really well on the midterm exam. So those 3 assignments are due by Sunday midnight, and then you have your topic 6 quiz is not due until the 21st, the following Wednesday. So again, that means that if you are waiting until Tuesday to complete your midterm exam, just realize that you will have to complete these assignments by Sunday, and then you'll be taking your midterm. And the information you learned from this week is not on the midterm. Okay? If you have any questions, feel free to email me. We can set up a Zoom tutoring session if you'd like. Otherwise, I will see most of you in our midterm exam Zoom meetings. So I'll see you then.